Okay, we all know about yesterday's Marvel Legends live stream where they showed off some new stuff. I haven't been able to talk about the stuff that was revealed in February yet, just because I'm still on a bit of a break from making content. I've been a little burnt out lately. After this video, I still am going to take a bit of a break. I do have a figure to review coming hopefully next week, but once April comes in, it's back to full swing of things. This Marvel Legends live stream was fantastic, and some of the reveals from last month were fantastic too. I'm going to quickly go over last month's, and I do have timestamps down in the description below, so you can skip to the new stuff if you wanted to. But I thought the Quantum Mania wave, looked decent. Nothing that really caught my eye on a figure I absolutely need from that wave. But, it's not a bad looking wave whatsoever. Same feeling about the Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 wave. All of these are mostly brand new figures. I mean, they do have some new parts. Some of them have retooled parts. Mostly Star-Lord is what I'm thinking of, and some of the other characters. But anyway, there's also new characters we haven't gotten yet. A whole MCU wave. We do have a bit of a return of the small Build-A-Figures here with Cosmo. Hopefully that's... I don't mind that, but hopefully it's not a common thing. That was kind of a big upset people had back in like 2014 when it was all small Build-A-Figures. I don't entirely need these figures. I have plenty of MCU Guardians as of now, but it's not a bad looking wave, like I said. I am really excited about the idea of Tracksuit Mafia as an army builder. It's a bit of an expensive Target exclusive army builder, but what they did with the body overall looks great. Different heads, different weapons. I think it's worth the $27 to $28. I'm going to wait till I find it in stores near me because eventually I will. Hopefully I can get it for a decent price. And if not, maybe I'll just get one that at retail. I don't know. It still looks pretty good. Ant-Man, the new comic Ant-Man looks really great. I think the utilization of the Sunfire body is really nice here. It very much gives off the vibe of the Toy Biz Ant-Man that I still really love. Unfortunately, I think it's lacking accessories. It's mostly just a couple hands, no alternate head or removable head from my understanding. No extra ants, no small Ant-Man. So I do think this is still at $25, but it just seems like they're giving us less and less for more, unfortunately. It's not a bad looking figure. I do want to eventually get it. And then Luke Cage, this is going to be awesome. I've been waiting for a Power Man figure for a while. Some people were concerned about the torso articulation. Apparently they're thinking of using a ball joint at the waist, I believe is what it said. I think that's what Dan said on Twitter. But this still looks like a fantastic figure. Doesn't come with a lot. Maybe an extra head would have been nice, but still excited to finally have Power Man. Okay, brand new stuff time I gotta talk about. First, we're gonna talk about the new Marvel Legends Spider-Man reveals. This new wave, we don't know what the Build-A-Figure is yet, but first of all, they showed off Ben Reilly Spider-Man here. Pretty nice looking paint apps and head sculpt on here. Is this a newer look? I guess it is. Please let me know down in the comments. I think that's what they said in the live stream. But this is using pretty much the entire Renew Your Vows body with pinless tech as well as toe hinge. Looking pretty decent. Same thing I can say about Chasm. The only thing is that this is on the Sunfire body. Personally, I think this needs to also be on the Renew Your Vows body. We all know about Tarantula by now. I'll talk about him a little bit more in a second. But that figure also uses the Sunfire body as Chasm here. And they've said in the past they don't like to double dip bodies in the same wave, yet they're doing it here. It would have made sense for them to use the Renew Your Vows body for Chasm since it's Ben Reilly already. And I'm not super familiar with this comic run, but I've heard people don't entirely love it. But this is still a pretty nice figure regardless, just wish it was on a different body. The new design for Miles Morales in the Marvel Legends line. I know they're going off of that new design, and actually I don't think it looks too bad based on the comic panels I have seen, but I don't think it translates to figure form very well, and they kind of admitted that in the live stream too. The hoodie or jacket here is really baggy. They've said it gets in the way of torso articulation, unfortunately, and because his sleeves are baggy, he has the single-jointed elbows. The shoes look cool. We have pinless tech on the knees, and we have the person whoever was the camera op in this, get closer to the figures, please, next time. Because I can't really tell you what's going on with the face unless I look at the images from the comics, which has more of a bandana on the bottom half of the mask. They sculpted that here, but the images don't really do it justice. We don't have official images or pre-orders of anything yet besides a 2-pack I'll talk about in a second, which you guys probably know by now. I believe that 2-pack's still up. Anyway, let's move on. The Rose here, or Rose, Wilson Fisk's son. Totally butchered saying that. People say that the torso is a little long. I think it's because they tried to make the suit, the suit jacket just a little bit too long. I don't really know what they were thinking there. I don't think it looks horrible, but I do think the torso looks a little too wide and too long. But it's the new suit, pinless knees, and apparently newer pinless tech. Did I say suitless? Pinless tech knees and pinless tech elbows here. And I believe the arm's a little bit new. I think this actually looks pretty decent, even though I'm not super familiar with this character here. It does not look bad. We have a new Spider-Woman here, which I think uses the Moonstone body, but it does have double jointed elbows and pinless tech on here. Yeah, looks decent. They were mentioning in this particular figure that there's paint deco on the hands, which can still be pretty expensive. So if, just a quick side tangent, if that's a hint that we are getting less accessories because of paint decos here, I don't know what's going on with Hasbro or rights issues with Marvel, but that's kind of a bad sign. A couple weeks from now, we could see some official images, and there could be a good amount of accessories for all these figures here. That's just something I've been noticing late with some of these reveals. Anyway, I'm going to move on from that. This figure looks pretty decent. We do have the new Elektra Daredevil here, which also, from what I've seen, of certain comic panels, I don't hate the idea of Elektra taking up the mantle. If anyone's going to take up that mantle, it makes sense for her to do it. This is a whole new sculpt here. This looks fantastic. This is so nice looking, honestly. What they did say is that she will come with a bandana for covering her bottom half of her face. They just don't have it here. So, there is potential that there's going to be more accessories than we think. But as of now, this is still a really fantastic looking figure. And Tarantula is the figure that's also using the Sunfire body in this wave. That's why I thought, Chasm should have just used Renew Your Vows. Oh, well. Also, people have mentioned that the mask is supposed to be black, but blue highlights in some of the classic comic panels. Looks like they were just like, screw it, we'll make it blue. So yeah, that's a little weird. I wish they went the extra mile to actually put some paint apps there, but it's not a god-awful looking figure. We've been needing this character in the line for a while. Okay, this 2-pack here is still available after checking a moment ago on Hasbro Pulse. It's like 3 p.m. where I'm at. This is the Aunt May and Doc Ock 2-pack. We'll take a look at Doc Ock in a second. Finally, Aunt May in the line. This is animated series inspired, which has cell shading for some of those figures. This one here doesn't look like it has cell shading on there, though, which, I don't mind the cell shading, but because I don't want to collect that many of the cell shaded figures, if this doesn't have that much on there, that's perfect for me, because I really want Aunt May figure finally in the collection. Because with some different hands, maybe we could have gotten a different expression, because she just mostly has a grinning expression. Maybe a more serious expression would have been nice. Still a nice looking figure. Looks a little bit limited in articulation, but that's fine. Doc Ock with finally the bendy wires in the tentacles, and those new tentacles are compatible with the comic one. Absolutely awesome. I definitely pre-ordered this right away, which before tax and shipping, it is like $53. I don't think that's a god-awful price, if I'm being honest. After tax and shipping, it ends up being $60, but it's, that's what it is when it comes to shipping and tax, unfortunately. This is such a great looking figure with a lot of new sculpting. I'm pretty sure 100% brand new from what they said. Maybe the tentacles were reused sculpts, but just have bendy wires now. I don't remember. But they also have different changing ends of the tentacles. You can interchange those and have open ones and closed ones. That's cool. And I have no idea what the cell shading is going to be like on this one here too. But it doesn't look like it's too heavy here. So I'm excited about that. And it is the VHS style packaging. I don't think I'm going to get the Carnage and Black Suit Spider-Man one. But I definitely pre-ordered this right away. I need this 2-pack. So excited for it. All right. The Beyond Amazing Avengers line is going to be one of their premium collection type releases, similar to the Beyond Amazing Spider-Man line that we had last year, as well as the 80th anniversary line. First one they showed off is first appearance Iron Man. Super excited about this one. I think this figure looks fantastic, even though I wish it had, I think it's going to be mostly molded in this silver color. That's going to have maybe a little bit of a swirly, pearlized effect, unfortunately. It still looks fantastic. Maybe the paint apps can't hold a candle to, what's going on with Toy Biz, but this looks very much like that old Toy Biz sculpt. I am really excited. I'm definitely pre-ordering this as soon as that pre-order happens. I am afraid it's going to be like 30 to 35 bucks though. Oh man. Anyway, Bruce Banner in the line as well. This is mostly using, older suit body parts, which I think are a tiny bit outdated. Not a god-awful, body, just could be a little bit better with some of the new suit body stuff we have. But Bruce Banner finally in the line. Removable glasses and the photo printing tech that they're using for comic figures is on here too. We're also getting this classic Hulk here, which does have some retooled parts from the previous Hulk sculpt, so it's a little bit more accurate to those original comics. With this version of Hulk here, really nice gray Hulk. I really dig the head sculpt too. Don't know what the price of this 2-pack is going to be yet, but this 2-pack makes sense. It looks really nice. We also have a new Thor and Destroyer 2-pack. I am super excited because I've been wanting them to make Destroyer in the Marvel Legends line for a very long time, since Toy Biz variant, I guess, and then I missed out on the Diamond Select one. Now I have a reason to get this one here. The boots on the Thor figure could be a little bit better, as in the paint apps mostly. And I think it's mostly going to be molded in silver plastic for Destroyer, but I still think it looks really good. And apparently articulation is going to be pretty decent, even though it has single joint elbows. But the shoulder pads, at least, are done in a way to where it doesn't hinder articulation. Really excited for this pack. Again, this might be a little bit more expensive. Hawkeye with the Sky Cycle. Going back to Toy Biz here. Apparently, this has a lot, like almost completely brand new parts from my understanding. Definitely the head sculpt's probably going to be brand new. But also has pinless tech on the arms and legs. I feel like those could be reused from a previous figure, but I could be wrong. This could be a completely new body. I just don't know exactly what they were saying when it comes to all new. It's definitely not the Bucky Cat mold previous one that we had in the classic, card back wave. Sky Cycle here looks fantastic. You could build it up into 3 pieces. It's disassembled that way. So that way, hopefully it'll save, box space when you're buying this. You can fit a second figure behind Hawkeye. A lot of people thought we were going to get Mockingbird because of that. So that's kind of cool. This also has soft goods for the cloak, or the cape, I should say, or, the skirt piece. I don't even know what word I should use. But that's cool because previous Hawkeyes had soft plastic. That gets in the way of him being able to sit on this. So them using soft goods here, a big plus. I don't know what the price is going to be of this yet, but this looks super sick. Very excited about that. A 2-pack with Monica Rambeau, Captain Marvel. I don't know why I blanked there for a second. And also a new Doctor Doom, which I think the head sculpt on the Doctor Doom looks good, but the rest of it, I'm just like, whatever. Monica Rambeau, I believe she has single joint elbows, which is, we're still doing that in 2023. But, the rest of it doesn't look bad, I should say. This is a Secret Wars 2-pack. They're doing some interesting stuff with this particular line here. Secret Wars, Secret Invasion, West Coast Avengers. Speaking of West Coast Avengers, on the left, a brand new comic, Cersei, which I think uses some Dazzler parts, but also has photoreal on the face, which looks pretty good. And a new Black Knight, which has mostly reused from the previous figure, but we also do have new photo printing on that head sculpt there. And I can't tell if the bomber jacket and arms, the sculpt of that is brand new, or if that's from a previous figure. I can't tell right now. But we also have his sword right there. This is a really nice looking 2-pack. I did unfortunately break the leg on my previous Black Knight, so I have an incentive to get this one here. That is so unfortunate that happened. I think that happens to a lot of people, but hopefully it doesn't happen with this 2-pack here. But, pretty decent looking 2-pack. One of my favorite reveals of this live stream, which I'll show you a different image in a second. This is not a great angle. A brand new, super articulated female body that they're implementing for the line. Maybe not all the entirely the sculpt here because this is unique to Black Widow, but the first figure they're doing it for is Black Widow, which I think out of all the female figures for Marvel Legends, probably deserves it the most, arguably. The keyword is arguably. Here's a different image here so you can kind of see an idea of what we got. Double jointed elbows and knees with pinless tech. I believe we also have a ball joint towards the chest, but a separate hinge, kind of like with some of the Black Series figures like Jaina Solo and Mara Jade, as well as some of the G.I. Joe classified figures for those females. Really stoked about that, as well as butterfly joints, different weapons and accessories, probably for the, the bracelets there. I forget the exact names right now. And we also have a, photo printed tech head, that likeness there with shorter hair. Hopefully it doesn't get in the way of articulation because of that, which most likely won't. That is so great looking. I am so stoked about this Black Widow. Definitely pre-ordering this as soon as we get word of how they're going to do this. Well, ironically, the Bucky Cap mold replacement, aka the Vulcan body, is being used for the new Bucky Cap. But I actually kind of like it on this figure here. I like the contrast of more of that slight glossy to matte black with the shinier details of the blue and red on the suit. Looks like we will probably have some weapons. I can't see a good look of them right now. But we do have the old clip style shield, unfortunately. But the paint apps on the shield look fantastic. I think this Bucky Cap figure looks really sick. So I'm excited about that. We do have a 2-pack for Secret Invasion, Super Skrull on the left, which, not saying it's reusing parts from these figures. I think maybe it's reusing the arm from the Super Skrull Build-A-Figure from that Fantastic Four wave, but it has parts with Black Bolt, Doctor Strange, and as you can see, the arc reactor or repulsor on the the chest there from Iron Man. We also have the Skrull Queen that's mostly on a Spider-Woman body. They probably could have done something a little bit more unique for that, but I guess it makes sense. Not a bad looking 2-pack. I don't have many Skrulls. I hope they re-release the Skrull Army Builder in the future, but if you need more Skrulls, there you go. Last but not least, they're reusing figures, or at least one particular figure, from the 12-inch line back in like 2016, 2017 for the Super Adaptoid figure. They're using the 12-inch Captain America for that. And with some new parts, as you could see, I don't hate that idea. It's a great way to get some reuse out of that. That looks really great. I hope we get some more 12-inch figures in the future, even if, I didn't get the previous ones. But if 12-inch figures is how we can get maybe, I don't know, Giant Man, or, well, Giant Man people think is going to be the new HasLab, which I'm fine with. But I don't know, just if you can't give us Build-A-Figures this way to make them like 12 inches and all that, because some of them don't, exceed like 9 inches sometimes, then I'm fine with you doing single releases like you're doing with Super Adaptoid here. Anyway, yeah, lots of fantastic reveals. Not a perfect live stream. Some of the figures and the execution of them look iffy, but the overall actual character reveals we have, the actual characters they're working on, I am all down for. Highlights to me are that Ock Aunt May 2-pack, as well as first appearance Iron Man, that pack that comes with Thor as well as Destroyer, and the new super articulated Black Widow. Really, really digging this live stream here, and I'm really digging these reveals. I haven't been this excited for Marvel Legends reveals in a while, unfortunately. Not for lack of trying, it just, I just haven't felt that way. But I think the Marvel Legends team have done a great job with these reveals, and I'm super excited for these particular figures in this live stream. Let me know your thoughts down in the comments below. Thanks for watching. Hopefully this video wasn't too long. I will see you guys when I come back from my break. I'll have another video coming out this month. But again, April, full swing of things. All right, thanks, guys. See you later.